Congratulations if you've made some money off of NIO today. The stock ran all the way up to 11.65%. We ended the day at $5.27. This is where we are. To the north side takes us to a gap that begins at roughly 549, closes out at roughly 554, and 2 standard deviations is roughly 551. This is resistance. So if we make it to this level on Thursday, I will expect a pullback as people take their profits and run, locking in and leaving. And then the next target above that is at 3 standard deviations and roughly 566, closing out at roughly 580. And then there's this gap to close out that takes us to roughly 591, something I've been tracking for quite some time. So it's nice to see we ripped through this gap and this gap on our way to this one within this time frame. Now to the south side. And actually, because this is done, I need to clean this up. So from the previous week when I talked about it, I just extend this. I never know when it's going to touch, and it touched right here. So that is done. So again, this is the one I'm tracking. Now, this is done also, but I'll clean that up when I recap my gap and go trades for the week. Now, back to the middle of the trend and the baseline, and support is 521. 491, 476, and this gap again is done as well. I will clean that up when I make my next gap and go video. And this gap to the south side still in play, taking us down to 440, closing out at 413, but we are not in the channel, not in the zone, and not even close anymore. You can see we are going up. The channel is going slowly north. All right, so that's great to see. RSI is turning down on the 5. I do anticipate it possibly to touch and then reverse course, although we haven't touched back here. We didn't touch all this time, and the last time we did was on the 25th. So if we don't, we could reverse it and then go back up. But if we continue to go down, though, this could fall in line again with support, maybe even lower, different levels of support, and then a rebound. Fingers crossed that happens. Now, the next trade I want to go over is PayPal. I accidentally got out of this trade. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, your targets. We ended the day at 66.16, down 2.59%. This, oops. 216. Let me fix that. There we go. Now to the north side takes us to resistance from where we are, the middle of the trend and the baseline at 67.37, 69.45, roughly 70.44 and 71.51. To the south side, support, potential buy-in area, 65.31, 64.21, 63.24, and this gap takes us down to 62.66. We are in an upward channel, fortunately, with PayPal. Finally, nice to see that. So I'm not I don't know if, I mean, we could touch it, but from where we are here, I don't think that's going to happen on Thursday. But if there's some sort of freaky news that takes it down, well, the possibility could be there, but I don't anticipate it on Thursday. But into Friday, if we go south, and maybe next week if we reverse course. Now, I bought in at 66.53 a long time ago. I've traded this multiple times, but the most current one is this one where I bought in, and I had set a sell limit a while ago, and I forgot to check it. Typically, I like to check it every night for the next day. Well, I didn't do that. Silly me. I just got back from Palm Springs and I've been lazy. And today I got a notification that I got stopped out. And that was at $70.20. Well, we ran just a tad bit higher at, what was this? Oh, that was the other day. So that was Monday. Sorry, today. Oh, wait a minute. I'm recapping what happened on Monday, okay? So I got stopped out here and then it started to fall. Now, I trade all day long, -2 and 2. And sometimes when I want to get a little bit greedy, I go on the outskirts of it. And so it did stop me out. So for my trade, I bought in at 66.53. I'll clean that up in just a second. Double click there. So 66.53. And then I closed out at 70.20. And that is a tiny return of 5.52%. So that's better than the interest I'm getting on Chase. By the way, I'm getting ready, I hope, to dump them. And I'm tired of their games. They check credit once a week now, and they've started to do that, if you didn't know, over a year ago. And if you don't keep your, I think it's called the debt rate, your percentage of usage down, that will kill your credit, by the way. Other banks do not check once a week. My Wells Fargo still checks just once a month. So just be aware of that. And the interest rate for the regular account on Chase is horrible. It sucks. So my Capital One, I just transferred and switched accounts with them that I already have. And now that is at least paying, just for cash sitting on the side, I think 2-point-something%. So that's something that you can use without locking in and going from 0.0-something-02% to 2-point-something. I'll take it all day long. I'll take the 5 all day long too. All right, I've digressed. I'm done. The next one is going to be another trade. I got stopped out on accident. Well, I said it and then it happened, but I shouldn't say it was on accident. It was not on accident. It was intentional. All right. So first, I'm going to give you the price targets. We ended the day at 95.85, up 8.54%. So, let me change that. 895.85. And then I closed out at, oh wait, what's that? There. Okay. 95.85, 0.9585. To the north side takes us to roughly 0.98. 1.01 for resistance and a potential take profit area, along with 1.03 to the south side. Baseline support from where we are, 0.94, 0.90, 0.88, and 0.86. I previously bought in at 0.88, not such a great time to buy in, silly me, because we went down even more, but I did not continue to buy up, which I should have, but that's okay. So anyway, I bought in, sold out here. It stopped me out because I had set it to 98 cents at 2 standard deviations. Now again, -2 and 2 all day long. If I want to get greedy and I'm trying to make a trade, I'll set it here, or if I think I want to get out, but I want to set it high, and if it hits, wonderful. Sometimes that's my strategy, depends upon the time of the day. So anyway, I did it more conservatively. That's not ultra conservative, but more conservative. And I got stopped out, and the high happened to be at 2 standard deviations, 0.98 cents as well. So to the south side, I give you those, but I do anticipate, maybe to go up a little bit on the other side and then fall back down. But am up with this trade. So I bought in down here, closed out at this level. Let me make sure my numbers are correct. So I bought in at 8.8. Let's just go 8.8, and then sold out at 9.8. So that's an 11% return, and we're up 8.54%. So I'm happy with that. And then now I'm just going to go very quickly over DJT, a trader named Fat Lips Jr. Who's the senior? Was it taken? No. Price was at $49.93 when I looked at it yesterday for him. Yeah, was that? Today is Wednesday. Oh, I did it at the end of the day on Tuesday. We gapped up, okay, on Wednesday. I'll just review this really quickly. We gapped up. Let me turn on my magnet. Whenever we gap up, I anticipate it to fill to the south side, and it filled right here, but continued to fall. And we closed that out at $49.97. Then I talked about this gap taking us down to $46.87, and unfortunately, we did go down today, and we closed out at $46.87. So this is no longer a threat to our account to the south side. Obviously, we have other threats, but because we filled, I delete that. So intuitively, when I look at this in the big picture, I know it gapped and filled. All right, so here we go for today. Tweak that. 45.13, down 9.61%. We are now at support, RSI turning up. So we are at support, back to the middle of the trend, takes us to 49.24, 53.32, 55.25, and 57.34. 43.25 and 41.16. Unfortunately, we have this gap still to contend with, and I talked about that. So this will be extended. We are not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close. We are still going up on the 5 minutes, so that's good. This is something just to be aware of. Note the bounce here at support, the bounce here at support, sell off at resistance here as well. And because we are at support, I anticipate a bounce. Obviously, we could go lower, but just quick price action, a quick bounce there. All right, that is a look at NIO, PayPal, BNGO, and DJT. Thank you so much for watching.